So this is Gertie. About how old is Gertie?
She's, I've had her so long, it's hard to remember. I raised her since she was an egg.
Mm-hmm.
And she is one of the calmest, funniest chickens ever. She very much likes to eat McDonald's salads. We can't have one. She doesn't get one today because of certain reasons. Due to the fact that we can't use the car to take her. But chickens are very much like lap dogs. I think she has pooped on me. She did not poop on me.
So do they like being groomed?
They love to be groomed. They just, are very feisty right now because they're eating.
So what are they eating?
Grape tomatoes.
Those their favorite?
Yep. Yeah. When they're eating, they like to finish their food and then come play.
Ah. Do chickens calm you down, you think?
Of course they do. They're the first pet that I've had since for more than a year without my sister trying to monopolize them. Do you want your nice soft plushies?
I think she's saying yes.
The chickens like to play rough with each other, like big dogs. But they all love each other very much. They're extremely friendly and very domesticated. Their breed is called an Australorp. They're black with shiny green feathers. They're quite adorable. I love how sometimes when they're hungry, pardon me. I love how when they're hungry, they open their mouth ever so slightly and make a somewhat smiling face and make noises. They can peck sometimes, but only out of love. Because they're like a cat. Can I say something? Have you ever had a cat that nips at you out of affection? This is like this. They purr and they'll squawk and purr, and then they'll peck at you to try and get your attention and try and get you to pet them and love them. They're one of the most friendly farm animals you'll find.
Probably one of the cleanest ones too, because they clean themselves for the most part, right?
Yes, they love to be cleaned themselves. They also peck you if you have food on you.
Which today you do not.
Yep. They're little poop. I guess that chicken did not want to be held right now. See, if they don't want to be held, it's best to let them wander off, have some time to themselves, and then come back. That is why we have multiple chickens. Although the one we have trained to be a therapy chicken is the most friendly out of all of them. She is so friendly that it's very rare for her to try and get away. Because of not wanting me to have another pet, I was very disappointed and depressed. Then, one day, I noticed that my neighbors, my next door neighbors, had been over the summer farming various birds and taking care of them, like chickens and emus. I asked, where do you get these? And my neighbor replied, my son gets them as a as a thing, as a class thing, and from eggs, where they hatch them from eggs. So I asked my neighbor, would you mind if you could get me one of those eggs for my own? And he was like, if it's okay with your parents, then it's okay with me. And that's how I got my first chickens, a rooster and a hen. We don't have the rooster anymore, but the hen lives at this barn. And from there, cause they made our lives easier when it came to grocery shopping, because we didn't have to get eggs. Egg's mom let me get more. But sadly, and so and the chickens always brought a very big smile on my face. And I just want them back at our house, where I can spend more time with them, and keep them happy and fed. Because here, one of them had gotten eaten, and the others were traumatized, and they're already starting to forget who I am, who their master is, and who their father is, because I count myself as their father.
How is a chicken different than a cat or a dog?
Chickens are very, very friendly depending on the breed. And they can be easily domesticated. Also, the obvious thing is that chickens can lay eggs, which you can use to eat instead of having to buy them at the store. Chickens are one of the better birds to get because they can't fly away, and they will care for you. Sometimes they even like to snuggle. Cats prefer to be seclusive and hide, and dogs are not smart and have a tendency to get violent if you are treating them either too well or not as good as they want. Which brings us back to chickens, because chickens don't usually get violent if you spoil them. Chickens, yes, will expect more, but they will never bite or claw you. Are you just out of a grudge? And when if they do peck you, it's either because they don't know any better because they're too young, or because they feel threatened, scared, or just simply because they're trying to tell you something like, oh, we need food. That's the more common thing, if they need food, or trying to tell you something. Chickens are very clean, like cats, and are very intelligent like cats. But they like to snuggle and are basically lap dogs like a dog. They're the perfect package.